What's up, y'all? We are here on this Friday night. Man, feeling good. So I'm going to jump right into it. What are we talking about tonight? Right? What are we talking about tonight? But before I let you know that, we have a special guest, one of my close friends, Ty. You may have heard of him from the Bottom podcast. Did great things over there. We are going to be talking about Charleston White and Cam Newton tonight. That their recent interview, a lot of topics they covered. It was a 3-hour interview, and just giving the raw reaction to this. I have seen we both watched the interview. I haven't seen all of it, but I wanted to give you my raw reaction in terms of I don't have anything written down. I don't have anything prepared. Just want to go through it with y'all and give you guys our reaction and kind of what we think about it. And hopefully y'all get some value out of that. Now, I know for those of you who follow me, who are subscribed, who know what I do personal development coaching. And I know many of you will say, well, what does this have to do with personal development? And what this has to do with personal development is throughout the interview, you'll notice certain things, and you'll notice how personal development can tie into a lot of the subjects that they're talking about. But also, in general, when I do these type of reaction videos, I'm always going to relate it back to you and how you can take this information and do something with it. So with that being said, let's bring up Ty and let's let him get we got Ty, founder and CEO of Dusty Paws Dog Training. Let the people know what you do.
Yo, what's up, gang? Hey, it's been a minute, brother.
Got the stunner shades on.
Hey, I don't think we ever went live before.
Nah, we always recorded it, and then I didn't edit much of it except for when that episode when social worker 100%. I had to edit some of that out, but
yeah, sorry.
This is real. The people get the real reaction from us. So I like it a little better this way because it's none of it was ever scripted, but it's more raw, and what people see they get. But let the people know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Well, like the great Fitz said, I'm Ty the Goat. Dang, boy, you zoomed in, ain't you?
I like that background.
What background?
It's like black. I don't know if you
on me.
On both of us, like there's 2 squares and then the background is black.
I ain't even pay attention to that, boy.
See,
I ain't even pay attention to that.
You gotta scoot back.
I can't. That's how my desk is. Remember, my desk is it's on stilts. Remember? Did I show you?
Nah.
Yeah, so zoom out a little bit, brother. Jesus.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know if you can.
No. And then I got the pole behind the
pole.
The pole behind my
The
pole behind my iPad.
Brother.
So I'm on my work laptop.
Ty, Dusty
CEO of Dusty Paws Dog Training. We getting that off the ground right now. The business is booming. You guys can find me at _wolfwagon_ on Instagram for dog content, training tips, reaction videos, all the above. And yeah, I met Fitz when I was in college. So we've been locked in for like probably 7 or 8 years now. Going on about that.
See how they do it, brother.
What?
You gotta pay attention to the language right there. Y'all see how he said he met Fitz when he was in college. Now we was in college. I was, it just seemed like he was picking me up somewhere, but I was living it. I was in college too.
He was already there when I got there, so that's why I said when I met him, he was already setting the blueprint for everybody.
Hey, I was just chilling.
The GOAT. Don't let him lie. The GOAT.
His group of friends, and the rest is history.
Enemies.
The rest is history. So like you said, we met in college, and a lot of what we do is, off camera, we talk a lot about some of the issues going on in the Black community, just in general things we notice in the world. And so he's actually the first guest, I believe, that's on the Let's Argue podcast, and you'll probably see him more. So yeah, that's why it's important that I brought him up, is because we share a lot of perspectives, but he has different perspectives than I do, and I have different perspectives than he does. And hopefully we get some of y'all's perspectives in the comments, and maybe y'all want to come up and argue and debate. We're all for it. That's why we're here, and that's why we're doing it live. We could have just recorded a video, edited up, and posted it, and let y'all comment in the comments and talk your little crap. But no, we here. We here. So if you're live and you're watching and you have a differing perspective than we do, come on up. You ain't even got to turn your camera on. We just need to hear your voice. But we're going to get into it. So before I start playing the video, because I see that we have another viewer, just a background of this interview and my thoughts of when I first just saw that Charleston White was doing an interview with Cam Newton. The first thing I thought was, it doesn't really go together. It doesn't go together because for me, I thought Cam Newton more so interviewed athletes, was more focused in that space. I didn't even know he did podcasting until I saw him interviewing Charleston White. So when I saw the interview, I didn't really know what to expect, or I saw the thumbnail, I didn't know what to expect. And watching it, I gotta say, there was some stuff in there where it's like, I don't think Cam Newton came prepared. But let me load this up. So we can get right into it. Let's see.
That boy Charleston White was going crazy.
And we're going to get into it. All right.
Cam hot.
All right. So here we go. Here we go. We starting off right here. Let me know if you can hear this.
White, right?
Can you hear this?
I know of really what you stand for. I respect what you stand for. How it's articulated sometimes is something like, why you got to go all the way over there? For example, this is quote unquote coming out of what you said. Fuck Deion Sanders and his sons for leaving Jackson State. Fuck Nipsey Hussle. Fuck King Von. Fuck Jay-Z.
Yeah, fuck them niggas. No.
Okay.
They don't say that. Niggas say fuck LeBron James.
Right here. All right. So maybe you can shed light on this. When he's saying, he used the word cooning, right? He said that's cooning because you said fuck Jay-Z and Deion Sanders and his son. Maybe my definition or understanding of what that word means is different than yours, but I thought that word meant that you were doing something that was pretty much betraying the Black community or relinquishing your Blackness when you're doing that, when you're cooning, right? So how is him having an opinion about Deion Sanders and Jay-Z? How would that fit that description? Or is there some other definition that I'm not aware of when people are using that word?
Nah, I think you're spot on. I mean, if we look at like Dr. Umar Johnson, when he says people are cooning or it's coonery or he calls them coons and those type of things, it is to reflect that they are diminishing the Black community in some type of way or fashion, whether that be leaving Jackson State like Deion did to go to Colorado for the money, or like some of these rappers will rap about drugs, gangs, street life, and they're in a position where they don't have to do those things anymore. So I think you're spot on with it. I think Cam wasn't really, when he said those things about like fuck Deion and all those things, I don't think he thought clearly about it, because he's not saying fuck them as a person. He's saying fuck them for what they did.
Okay, so that right there. What did they do that was so bad to the black community? Like Jay-Z, what did Jay-Z do? Because when I hear people like Charleston White talking about Jay-Z or all these different celebrities, part of me thinks that they're just doing it to get clout. They're just doing it to get attention, right? So when does it stop becoming hate? Like, or when does hate start and when does it stop? Like, is Charleston White hating on those other men? Or is he giving an honest critique of the black community?
I think it's honest critique. I mean, for him, I don't think it's necessarily hating. It's more of like, you guys, the black community says, we want to get better. We want this. We want that. With this and that and this. Well, they're still listening to music that is derogatory, that is glorifying a lot of what black people have gone through. And I think for Charleston White, he's stepping into the light of trying to create change, but people aren't paying attention to the positive stuff he's doing, only the negative stuff. And he's saying you can listen to Jay-Z, but you can't listen to me. And he's rapping about drugs, this and that and this. And I think back in the day, and I don't know how accurate this is, but rumor has it that Jay-Z used to sell drugs in the black community, and then he rapped about it. So there's a little bit of hypocrisy going on that Charleston White is calling out, but then people always have to argue of, well, it's just music, or he's making money for the black community, or he's doing prison reform. I want to see one random individual that Jay-Z has helped out on a different level other than making music. You say he's doing things for the black community, is he though?
But where would you see that at? Like, because we're not in Jay-Z's everyday life. We're not in Deion Sanders' everyday life. And here's my problem with when black, I guess, stars are held to a different standard than the rest of the community. One, the media isn't going to highlight certain things that they may do on the sideline. Like me, I'm a husband, right? But if you just take a little snippet of what I do and you say that that's all he stands for, it may look like I'm a bad husband. And I think that's what they do with these stars. They'll take one thing that they're not doing, that people think that they should be doing, and they say, well, they're not the best example of this, and they're tearing the black community down. But I don't think you can hold stars to a different standard than you hold the community. We haven't set that standard. So when, for example, when Jay-Z gets on songs and he raps about selling drugs and all these other things, you wouldn't listen to him if he was talking about something else. What, you'd rather him stay poor, trying to talk about some things that will actually help, or what? Like, what is he supposed to do?
It depends on the person. I mean, if somebody deems that his music is inappropriate or derogatory for their lives, then you just ain't gonna listen to him. I mean, it's that simple. I think since black people haven't had, let me rephrase that. Since black people have chosen to view celebrities, athletes, music artists, those type of folks as an influence, this is the kind of kickback that we're getting because of it. Because I haven't seen many people in my time going through college, being around different groups, talk about the Malcolm X, talk about Marcus Garvey, talk about some of the great leaders that necessarily didn't do similar things to these people. They may have had shortcomings, but they never did derogatory things to the black community. But because these rappers, artists, athletes, whatever, are shined so much in their faces, that's kind of like the third party source for us to think, oh, well, I gotta follow him to be successful. Kind of like when black kids are in school, and I was talking to one of my teacher friends about this. What she says in the classroom isn't law. At home, parents, whoever they stay with, that's law. And if they don't have a good support system at home, they're going to go look at rappers, celebrities, athletes to have that influence to know that they can make it out of their situation that they're in. And that's what's pushed now. It's always that's what's pushed. Nothing about being a politician, a lawyer, something that can create change in this world for the community is pushed. That's what's pushed more. And it's all about money. But you can make money anywhere, doing anything.
That's true. That's true. And let's see because let me see. We're going to push forward because he says some other things that I think get under old boy's skin. So.
Oh boy. That boy got one eye.
LeBron James gets mistreated more than the athletes in the world. I ain't saying that for white people.
But niggas don't say that.
Niggas ain't my kind of niggas. These niggas go to white people stadiums and buy popcorn and hot dogs.
So you never been to a football game?
I do, but I ain't paid for it. And I don't buy no hot dogs and popcorn.
So what you do?
I really don't watch sports at all.
So what's your thing?
Strip club, hoes, and poor nigga babies. And not fucking their mama. Like the Little League football coach. See, I'm the nigga in the projects and in the ghetto that give away the toys, make sure the kids get and don't touch their mama's pussies. I ain't like them other niggas. So I can say fuck Deion, because nigga, Deion coached in my city before with Prime. Nigga, I know the East Side Falcons used to play, so I know about Deion.
Hey, that ain't respect worthy for you to say, you know,
no, that ain't respect worthy. Because what I saw was
so right there, when he's saying all that, do you think he's saying that for attention? Because that's not serious. Like what he's saying, where I don't touch their mama and stuff.
Yeah.
That to me, that's where he's just looking for attention right there. What do you think?
I mean, there's a little truth to it too. I think when there's, I don't even know what you would call them. When there's certain black people that arise to certain stardom, fame, money, and they're pushing this narrative of fighting for black communities, there comes a certain fantasy driven minds that I think are with that. And I think they have a lot of that influence to where they could have sexual relations with a lot of these kids' mothers, especially Cam. Like Cam did football camps. And I mean, he technically had a pick of the litter, really, because he's teaching their sons, maybe even daughters, because girls play football now too, teaching mainly their sons how to play ball, giving them hopes and dreams, which that tugs on their heartstrings. So really, he could be like, hey, I'll let your son come to this camp for free if you bust it wide open. You feel me? So there's truth to it. I think some of it's to be funny, but I think there's truth to it as well.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Hey.
Let's see.
And this Cam Newton, he got money, bro. All them women coming to his camp. Come on now.
They wouldn't do that.
I ain't really saying fuck Deion. I'm telling black people to say fuck Deion. Because what happened, we took our love and our support to Colorado and we forgot about all these HBCUs that's winning or losing. We ain't said high five them. We don't know one black coach at HBCU.
Okay, now stop. Because like I said, behind everything that you say has some truth. But to that, I would suggest you say in that statement, I ain't gonna say per se, fuck Deion, but look, let's leave that part out.
I'm saying it.
But what we receive would be like, even though Deion Sanders had to make a professional decision to go chase a bag that Jackson State didn't necessarily have, let's not forget about the other HBCU coaches that's out there.
Let me just say, Deion knew they didn't have the bag when he took that on. It was already an agreement that we know we go struggle. He even agreed to give portions of that to that facility. He already knew this. The white folk just came and do what they always do. Come get the nigga and take the attention that he was going to bring to the spotlight on the HBCU. Now this big old light that could have been on these HBCU is now on this one white school that's 92% white.
So let me ask you this.
Okay, right there. Did, in your opinion, because I know that you played football, did Deion Sanders have an obligation to the black community to stay at Jacksonville, or was he free game, do whatever he wanted? He was the one who was able to get himself to the level where he's even considered a great coach, Is it a choice where the Black community should be involved in it, or is this an individual's choice and people should just leave it alone?
Well, I think when he was at Jackson State, because I know they keep saying Jacksonville in the video. I know they said that at one point. But when he was at Jackson State, I think his approach to being at the school was unifying the Black community. Well, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And honestly, truthfully, the only other coach that I know that's at the HBCU is Hugh Jackson, and he's at Grambling State. And that's because I watched The Pivot, and they brought him on, and he talked about his time there and what he was doing. And then I know a couple coaches from Florida State went to FAMU, which is in Florida, at in their HBCU as well. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to go with that approach of saying we're going to unify, we're going to put a light on HBCUs, we're going to get more money, all those things that followed. I think it was kind of messed up because at the end of the day, it became more about the individual rather than the community. Because what did, other than some of the things that he had to smooth out in Jackson, right? What did he have to lose to stay there? He's got money. I mean, he's got crazy money. Like, it'd be different if he was hurting for money, but he got crazy money. And I think he could have, I think he should have stayed there and sacrificed. I think he could have made it a better, not only a better school, but also made HBCUs better, because the competition level is pretty high at HBCUs. A lot of people don't see it because they're not tuned in like they are to bigger PWI schools. Could have made it bigger than that way, which he was, but also could have made the state better as a whole. Mississippi is not as progressive as other states. They've been the same way for a very, very long time. So you're going to encounter some of the things he encountered, like people breaking into his car, things like that, because not everybody's going to be on the same page. But that could have been anybody, white person, black person, whatever.
So,
but he should have stayed.
So here's where I disagree with that. I disagree that he should have stayed just because it's an HBCU, and here's why. All right. Have you ever had a girl and she wants you to be committed to her, but that was never the standard? But she acts like you should be committed to her just because you guys have some type of relationship. Mm-hmm. That's how I view Deion. Is like that's not the standard of the Black community. We only want to act like there's a standard in the Black community when someone gets in a position of success. But before then, there's no standard. There's no standard of we're going to help him get there. There's no standard of we're in this together, win or lose. There's no standard of, hey, if Deion gets injured in college, we're going to help pay for his college. If he loses his NFL deal because he gets injured, we're going to help. There's none of that. But it's all on the successful person to then sacrifice, to then make sure everyone else is taken care of when they were the ones that reached this level of success without the community, really. And when I say without the community, of course, people went to the games and did that, but they were getting something out of that too. So I don't think that you can hold someone to a standard that wasn't set when you achieved the success.
But he set the standard, though. You can't lead with these phrases of Black people, HBCUs, putting them in the spotlight, and then be there. I mean, don't get me wrong, he did a lot in such a short amount of time because they won multiple championships in the SWAC. Under Armour deals, new stadium, all those things. But I feel like that was only them scratching the surface of what they could have done. Why couldn't he go to the HBCU and do that same thing and keep that trend following?
It's tough because why is the Black community in a position where they're looking to one man to change the whole HBCU system? It doesn't make sense. It's like, if we're really serious about HBCUs, take your money that you spend on the football games and the tickets and the ESPN Plus and all this other stuff, and why don't you just donate to the HBCU? So who's really cooning?
I
The
mean,
millions of people talking about Deion, or Deion, the one person who went and did what every normal person does when they get a better job offer, they take it. If Deion Sanders was making $60,000 sitting behind a computer desk working at a black-owned company, no one would bat an eye if they said, hey, here's another job, $250,000 a year, and the only difference is it's a company owned by white people. No one would buy Deion. Good for you. We're happy. But because it's sports and because it's football, it's a different story. He's betraying the community now. But what's more powerful, Deion betraying the community or millions of black people who don't even work for other black people working these jobs or what? Like, it doesn't seem like there's accountability on the side of the persecutors, the people that want him to stay.
Oh, I think it's accountability on both sides, either or, really. Because, like I said, Deion shouldn't let the pressures of not only the black community, but everybody in general put pressures on him to act as a leader in the community. Because I felt like that was his approach at Jackson State, in my opinion. I think the millions of black people who felt some type of way when he left, they also need to hold themselves accountable and put more of that black dollar in the community. Now, we don't see that. We don't see it because it's not world news with a lot of individual stuff, but I think it goes hand in hand, because if we're going to say black people need to hold accountability on themselves, Deion as well. Because if he knew for a fact that, okay, if another offer comes, if my whole goal is to go to another level of coaching at a higher level, then that needs to be my approach going into it. Not saying I'm here to stay for a while, or what's a while? 3. I think he stayed there for 3 years. I think 3, maybe 3 or 4.
If he would have left after that, would that have been acceptable, or would he still be a traitor?
Left when?
Like, let's say he said in the beginning, I'm gonna stay here for 3 years, and he stayed for 3 years, and then he left. Would that be acceptable, or would he still be a traitor?
Some people's eyes, he'd still be a traitor, but the transparency would have been better, because then you have that preparation aspect after he leaves. So we know Deion's leaving, and we know a lot of the stuff that he brought is probably going to leave with him, and it's not going to be as televised, right? So we can put things in the work, get the right people in the works, get the right sponsorships, all those things. We can soak up everything that he's giving, so that when he does leave, we're more sustainable. Because really, if you think about it, Jackson State's been on TV maybe 5 times, give or take, I would say, this year. And that's just because of the games they played. But there's no more hype to it. It's basically gone. But
get better.
You know what?
Get better.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree on that. And that's why when he left, it didn't really affect me, because it's like, okay, you're going to a whole nother university, which is cool, because you can take the community and put them in a bigger light as well. But I think Jackson State dropped the ball with maintaining the standard that he set, because as soon as he left, half of them players went back to being reckless as heck. Like, I couldn't believe it, because it's like, bro, y'all have had this structure for 3+ years, and now you're going back to the same old stuff that is only going to inhibit y'all from being at the next level, or being the prime player that you can be, or being the best student you can be. Because let's be honest, when black athletes go to college, majority, I'm not going to say everybody, majority of them don't care about school or care about their grades.
100%. 100%. Nah.
Hey, maybe, I don't know, bro. Because when I was in school, we had a cat come from Alabama, the University of Alabama, and he told us everything that was going on about, how he had tutors helping him out. Some people do his work. They was eating steak and lobster every night. Like, he was living a dream for real. But then he was out there with us, and I'm just like, hey, I got work for what I got, brother.
Hey, maybe Cam Newton will interview him. Let's see what he's.
If you was in Deion Sanders' situation, you would have stayed at Jackson State.
No. You missing what I'm saying.
No, you missing what I'm
I ain't
saying.
saying fuck Deion. Deion done what he was supposed to do as a husband and the coach. I'm saying fuck the husband and the coach. Nigga, we don't rally behind no nigga that'll sell out for the white man job. Nigga, go get with the nigga that's still with the niggas down there on that field with them holes in it, like the schools and the shoes. That nigga, we always had a Negro league. Stay in the Negro league, my nigga. Why you gonna take our best and our brightest? So you done went and took the best and the brightest players over here for who to benefit? Not your people. And you done took all your people with their fame and their support for who? A school that's 92% white, and y'all ain't gave not one game to the black HBCU. Not granted, not Pred, not one. No celebrity. So you're gonna come over here and rally all the best and the brightest players to come over here on Whitey's porch. And you the bait, sir. You and your son, y'all the bait. Nah, my nigga, I ain't with that. So I'm saying fuck him and his son. Nigga, why y'all ain't doing this same support for these little league football teams in y'all city that help them babies get to where Deion is? They don't get that kind of support. They stand on the corners and have the cheerleader little girl looking like hoes dancing, begging for money with buckets.
Okay, now let me.
That's just a...
Hey, when he said that, I was dying because
It's true though.
I could be saying that.
So being that I'm from Florida, right? We had to do like fundraiser type of things. Like we had to sell cards and car washes and all types of shit.
Nope.
We had some, well, hey, some of them now. But that's the truth though, and it's like so support that as well, bro. Even if he going, my thing is even if you went to University of Colorado, right? Still show them some love. Still donate. You in a better position now financially, right? But still show them some love. Still impact them in some type of way instead of just totally being done. Because he really hadn't talked about Jackson State in a while. His sons, Shador, he posts sometimes about Jackson State and Osage, and he posts too, but that's really about it for real, man. And I think another piece that we forgetting is that Black folks are addicted to fame. I don't care what nobody say. Black folks are addicted to fame, no matter how much they say, Whitey this, Whitey that, whatever. They love the praise. I'm telling you, bro, they love it. And if they can get more praise, they're going to go over there. Like Deion knew what he was doing. He knew if he went to Colorado, he was going to be God in Boulder.
God.
Literally God. He knows that. And his sons too. I mean, boy, you should, boy, some of them videos I watched, hey, you would have thought Shador was God. Martin Luther King on the streets of Boulder, bro. Like, and I ain't mad at it, but it's just like the connections are there from the interview with him and Cam Newton. And Cam standing on the side of a celebrity and a football player. And, I mean, that's a one-sided point of view for real.
So to close out on Deion, because there's some other things I want to get to as well. Like I said, I don't think he has a responsibility to the Black community, and the reason I don't is because there's not already a standard. Just speaking for myself as well, it's like no one's there when you're trying to reach where you're trying to reach. No one's there when you're struggling and things like that. And then when you reach a certain level, people want from you. And then it's like, but they don't give anything. Like, I don't consider you going to the games giving anything. You're getting something out of it, whether it's time with your friends, whether you just like football. I mean, the people that are saying Deion isn't doing anything for the Black community, they're probably not doing anything for the Black community as well. And I don't know where this standard comes from after somebody has already succeeded. But, you know, it just goes back to, I think people just want something to complain about when it comes to celebrities. Like, we love them when they're on top, and then we hate them when they do something wrong. But at the end of the day, we don't know them either way.
Yeah. Yeah. So people, all in all, anything that we say, the most important thing is Black people. You gotta snap out of idolizing athletes and celebrities because it's gonna get you nowhere, and it's gonna make you have ideas, beliefs, and values that ain't even yours. I grew up watching some of the best athletes in the world: Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp, Darren Sproul, some of the greatest. Ray Rice, just some of my favorite players, and seeing them mess up screwed me up inside because I idolized them so much to be not only the football player they were, but also the person. And then finding out they beating on their wives and killing people and those type of things, it was kind of like, hey, it don't really mix with me, brother. So, buy Black, and people have to be conscious of their decisions, bro. Like, I intentionally buy local mom and pop shops. I try to buy everything I can from people of color. Everything. If I can't, and nobody has made it yet, then I'm gonna have to buy that. I usually go to the thrift store if I need to, but I'll try to buy it through them first before I need to go buy it at some corporation or some predominantly white-owned place that hasn't put as much creativeness into it.
I feel it. I'm gonna go where the price is right now.
Hey, that thrift store be busting, boy. Hey, my people that have Ark in their cities, y'all know what I'm talking about. Ark and the Goodwill. Hey, you can find some good stuff there, boy.
Let's see. All right,
I usually get it for free though, so I just got a camera lens for free recently. 2 of them.
Yeah, he was telling
my nigga, I'm starting to resent Black people.
Mm-mm.
Nigga, next year I'm gonna be hollering fuck Black people because they the most hypocritical, fakest motherfucking people in the world. Because if any motherfucker mad about what I'm saying and can like Lil Durk, can listen to King, nigga Nipsey Hussle say I'm gonna turn all these bitches into lesbians. I started not liking that nigga when I heard him say that. Nigga, turn all the hoes into lesbians. He said, I'm gonna turn all these bitches into lesbians. Nigga, not my Black queens. Maybe you ain't got no Black mama. I got a Black mama, nigga.
But hold on. You just told me that you wanted to dog.
That part is funny though, because he don't even know that Nipsey mama is Black and his dad is from Africa.
Yeah.
So,
but I think I get what he's saying, because it's like, here you are, you're rapping something on a song, right? Think about this. Rappers will rap something on a song, and like you were talking about earlier, you idolize certain people growing up. And so when you idolize somebody, when you're looking at them from a certain lens, you only see certain things. So when they say something, many of their listeners, they don't contextualize it and say, oh, he was joking, or he didn't mean that, or he's just trying to make it rhyme. They really believe it. Like they believe it to their core. They're hanging on to every single word. And that's the dangerous part, is that rap acts as a pseudo father for many of the boys and girls listening to the music. And so I understand when he says you can't say you love Black people pretty much and listen to that type of music and co-sign it, right? Like there's a lot of rap music that I don't listen to anymore, just because it's like, at a certain point, it's like watching a reality TV show. When you first start watching it, there's a little part of you that's like, maybe it's real. But then, like WWE, I used to watch all the time. I swore for life it was real. But there's only so, like, I done hit my head on something before, and you telling me you done took 5 headshots, 5 shots to the head with a chair. I don't believe it. So, and I know the WWE people gonna come after me because they still think it's real and all that. But
hey, some of it is now, boy.
Hey,
when they told me it wasn't real, I was like, what do you mean it's not real? I started watching it, but them dudes, I remember Jeff Hardy jumped off the top of the cage, and then he jumped off of the little intro stadium and he did a flip. Ain't no way that was fake, boy.
No, they be doing the stunts and stuff. The stunts are real. I'm talking about they be punching them and it's not really punching. They be, like doing the sound effects. And now they got the HD cameras, the 4K cameras, and you can see all close up. And like, you didn't hit that, man.
Yeah.
You didn't do that. So let's see what he talking about. Because
have an exotic baby in another foreign country.
I don't give a damn what's in another country. Them ain't my people.
But you gonna leave them.
That ain't my people. But that ain't my people.
But hold on.
I will make a white baby and leave that white baby. That ain't my baby.
But you're saying something that you admitted that you wouldn't do.
No, but I would want to do it.
But you don't do it. That don't mean you will do it, though.
But listen, I won't do it.
Okay, so these people are speaking about or having the ability to have freedom of speech. That don't mean that they want to do it.
Well, people like me for people dislike me for what I say. I can dislike them for what they say. Come on. It's no difference.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
I'm no fan of these entertainers, period, point blank.
Okay, fine. And you can feel the way you feel. I'm not here to sit up here and try to put my hands on you, to pistol whip you or spray you. Like, look, answer me this. With your feelings, how you feel, who's doing it the right way that you can say, okay, I fuck with him for doing that? Nobody. Because I ain't watching them.
Yep.
I ain't paying attention to what no nigga doing. Niggas is watching me, worried about what I'm saying. I'm still doing what I'm doing. Niggas is hearing me say shit and caught up into what I'm saying. Nigga, I ain't watching no nigga to know what they doing. I just know I'm doing it right. And I've been consistently doing it. And that's the key, consistency. Since a lot of niggas start, but they don't keep doing. I ain't stopped. Every city I go to, whether I'm doing a comedy show or anything, nigga, I'm making my business to go to the community to give money directly to poor people. I make it my business. Every city. So I hear a lot of people talking. And
so like that. With him saying that, right? Do you believe that he doesn't really follow what other people are doing and saying? Because I've heard him do other interviews where he's spoken on some things or whatever. So it's like, is he saying he's totally out of the picture, or what did you take from that?
I don't think he's invested as much as other people. He might know bits and pieces of little things that pop up on the internet or that go viral type of things. So, I mean, it really depends on how hard his focus is. You know, if he's truly focusing on his stuff and what he's got going on and making sure that he can maintain and also elevate all the stuff that he's creating, you really ain't got time to focus on anybody else. I mean, you might see a little here and there, but can't say for sure.
You don't mess with nobody.
I mean, to an extent, I think when you focus in on your craft, I mean, you ain't really worried about anybody else and what they're doing. Which could be detrimental to your mission, because you always want to be able to collab with other folks, but who really stepped to the plate when it's time?
Let's see.
This boy got the chapters on here. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, let's see the fight.
Hey, this is why he the GOAT right here, boy. This is why he the GOAT.
Because yes or no?
Look, I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, hit that pause real quick. Hey, in the middle, bro, in the interview, he had his head off, right? And then I guess Cam had cut some of it out. And his hat just magically popped on, bro. It's crazy.
Information that I'm sitting up here trying to tell you, and then you're not listening to me. And I'm just trying to tell you
people stay together 30, 40 years.
Talk me on Funky Friday, which is hosted by Cam Newton, and I'm over here trying to talk, and you still talking, and I'm sitting up here trying to make my point.
question.
trying to tell you
I
where
done
we at
answered
right
every
now
question. You done
is not
answered.
gonna happen because you're not gonna overtalk
Man,
me.
I'm trying to
'Cause
tell
sitting
you.
up here
I'm
telling
trying
you,
to tell. I'm
I
trying to
invited
tell
you over here,
I'm
and
trying
you
to tell you.
done came by the good graces of God.
I'm
and
trying
with all
to
the
tell
security
you.
behind the scenes
I'm
that
trying
you got
to tell
behind
you.
with
I
you.
ain't got no
And
security.
then
I got
I see
info
that I see that
I
person
got
over there,
info
I see a person over
He a
there. I see
podcast
a person
nigga,
that off
and that's the
camera that you
weed
said,
man.
man,
And that's the weed
I
man.
really love Deion
That's the
Sanders
weed
and
man.
all this.
I don't love. I ain't said
Listen,
that,
I'm
nigga.
sitting
I
up
ain't
here
said that.
telling you that what
I ain't
we
said
done
that.
press that record button.
I
It's a
ain't
whole
said that.
different Charleston White than when we don't press the record
Man, I ain't
button.
said he got
Man,
the
all
same
this and
Charleston
that
White.
and the third.
I went out.
And
I
you
went out
just
on the
sitting up here
staff.
saying,
I went out on
and
the
all this
staff.
and that. Listen,
So
I'm
let's
just
be
sitting up
real
here
then.
telling
So
you,
I went out
you
on the
saying
staff.
fuck this and that, and you saying fuck this.
Okay. Oh, I'll let it finish up and then I'll.
I said,
oh, listen, now, man, you said
ask the
fuck
staff.
Cam Newton.
I said, the nigga done booked me. He ain't paid me. I done did all that. Nigga done booked me for a
That's
free
what you
interview.
want to sit up
I ain't got no ride. So I've been going out.
And you want to say
I've been
that,
going out.
and you want to say this, and you want to say that.
I've been going
and
out.
all you
I've been
doing
going out.
is bumping
I've
the
been
gun.
going out. I've been going out. I haven't said one.
That's how you know he from Georgia. Bumping your gums.
Okay. So when I watch that, when I watch Charleston White going back and forth with Cam Newton like that, and Cam Newton is saying pretty much Charleston White is fake. He said when the camera turns on, you turn into a new dude. Like you wasn't acting like this before the camera turned on, and now all of a sudden you're acting like this. It seemed like during the interview, Cam Newton was trying to poke at and make it seem as if Charleston White is not who he says he is. Did you get that? Because that's kind of what I got when he started saying the camera turned on, you turned into a new Charleston. Well, that's why you got him on the podcast, right? Like, and another thing is people act differently in different situations and environments. If you probably weren't asking him those type of questions offline. Maybe y'all was just on some chill stuff, and you were probably different, right? So it's like it's weird that he would bring that up because it seemed like he really didn't like Charleston.
Yeah, I think he tried to go low blow with that because it's like, bro, you invited him to your platform with no pay. First of all, let's just throw that out there. He ain't getting paid supposedly, right? He might have done it for free, just to be able to have more of an audience. But I think Cam had a hidden agenda, especially about like the Deion Sanders thing. I think that really hit home for him because most of the interview was about Deion. It wasn't about Nipsey, Jay-Z, anybody else that he said F off to. So I think Cam was a little flustered because if you look at most of Cam's podcasts and who he's interviewed and talked to, you'll see it's mainly like celebrity people. It's not really anybody like Charleston White because even Charleston said he don't really view himself as a celebrity. He may have fame, but that might not make him a celebrity per se. And Cam was just, let him get on her skin at this point. And I was surprised they started fighting and going back and forth. And it's like, it's hard to confront somebody when you stand on business, especially somebody like Charleston White when it comes to these issues, and you feel like you can't compete. Ain't no reason Cam should be acting like that or thinking he gonna dominate the conversation or try to dominate Charleston. Because at one point they talk about, what would he do to him if Cam had put his hands on him or something similar to that. And Charleston, I don't fight fair. He was being real, but Cam turned it into a machismo type of thing. And it's like, bro, you ain't even need to do that. Like, I understand being able to get your point across. Cool. Let buddy talk what he gonna talk and then, rebuttal to it. But don't, it just look like two monkeys screaming at each other. Charleston to say. Man.
So what I'll say about that is, when I see particularly someone like Cam Newton kind of trying to be the aggressor on somebody like Charleston White, because I think even after this interview, Charleston White has done some videos about Cam Newton kind of doing what he does, talking crap and stuff like that. But I didn't really see Charleston White being disrespectful to Cam Newton during the interview. It was all other people, and Cam Newton was kind of trying to play like the senior in high school talking to the freshman, like dropping these little hints of, oh yeah, I could beat you up, or if you tried that with me and you did this with me. But what people don't really understand is that we live in a civilized society, right? For the most part, most people aren't going to throw away everything that they've earned just to get in a street fight with somebody. So all of that talk about how you're going to do this to somebody, you're going to beat their ass, you're going to do that. Most of it is just talk at the end of the day. Most of it, especially you admitting it on a podcast, like saying what you would do to somebody and wouldn't do. That's why I've never really been into all of that, like telling somebody what I'm going to do to them and, it's just, you're better off just doing it. One, you're leaving a trace, like a trail. If you actually do it, you're leaving proof that you did it. And two, it's like most of the time it's just talk. Most of the time it's just talking. One of the things that, and I was watching a video and it was like a parenting video, and it was talking about, the worst thing that you can do when you have a kid is to tell them that you're going to discipline them and not follow through and not do it. Because now the next time they're not going to believe you. And if Cam Newton really believes, like Charleston just needs his ass beat, he needs somebody to just give him a good old-fashioned ass whooping, and that's going to solve everything. If he's threatening him, saying he's going to be the one to do it, and he doesn't do it, well, all you're doing is making Charleston White more confident that he can keep talking the way he's talking and not have any consequences. So he's actually helping in a way by trying to make it, oh, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to do this, and then not doing it. Like, you're going to do it, do it. Why hide? Like, why, oh, if that was me, I would do. No, you wouldn't, because it is you. It is you. You're sitting face to face with him. This is a man who's telling you he would hit a woman, he would do this, and you have a problem with it, and you're not doing anything about it. So why pretend that you're going to do something about it? Why not just, hey, let's keep it on a debate level. Let's keep it on an argument level. Why is it, if you did that and I did this, I would do that to you? No, you wouldn't do anything. You travel with security probably. You're a multi-millionaire. You're not walking around fighting people like that. You're just not. And if you are, then you're crazier than Charleston White, like how you claim he is, because you throwing away hundreds of millions of dollars getting in a street fight. You could have stayed poor if you want to do that.
You don't think Cam's standing on business? No.
I think that the standing on business is different on an intellectual level than it is on like a physical level. Do I think if Charleston White stood up and punched Cam Newton in the face that Charleston White would just sit there and take it, or Cam Newton would just sit there and take it? No, I think he would fight back. So in that regard, yeah. But I think that, as a man, you have to be accountable to what you say. And if you're just sitting around saying things and they have no meaning to them, then you're useless. Like you're that's what I consider standing on business, is backing up what you're talking about and not making false threats or not alluding to something, but actually doing what you say you're going to do. And if you actually have a problem with something, then doing something about it. But, it's like, I don't know what, I don't know. It's like Charleston White is a guest on your show. You're going back and forth with him, knowing that you're not going to fight this person and making it seem like you will, to try to maintain a certain image that you're this protector. You're standing up for Deion. You're standing up for all these people, domestic violence victims, all this other stuff. You're standing up for them. But you didn't really dig into your life, Cam Newton. You didn't dig into your. It was all about Charleston White and what you perceived his flaws to be and what he said. But I didn't hear in that interview that you have soon to be 6 baby mamas, or you have 6 children by 3 different women. I didn't hear that in the interview, but I did hear a lot of God talk and God this and God that and holier than thou. But you have 6, soon to be 6 children with 3 different women. How is that helping the Black community? That's helping yourself. And there's probably other women that you've slept with. Yeah. Where's your? Is he married? Does he have a wife?
I don't know. I thought he did. He was while he's playing ball, I think. I don't know if he got one now.
Because someone that'd be like somebody getting on the interview being like, you don't have a wife and all this other stuff, talking down on him and like, oh yeah, if I had a wife or if I had a children, I would like. I don't understand why Charleston White got under his skin so much. He knew what he was getting into, and I just think that he thought that he was going to be the one to put him in his place. Like, oh, I'm going to put Charleston in his place. He's not going to say that stuff when I'm here. You could tell. He tried to start off the interview soft, and then throughout, he tried to get a little harder, and, didn't work out.
Hey, I think Cam puts on a – I think from this interview, and I've seen Cam play ball, some of his interviews, especially when he was a big dog with Under Armour. But I feel like in this interview, he tried to be too gangster. And it's like, bro, you don't really – if you really standing on what you say and you could really get active like that, you ain't finna be preaching about it, man. Or if you got people that can get somebody touched, you ain't really finna be like telling on yourself. It's like, all right, I'm gonna let you think what you want to think. But when the time comes, then you gonna know. I wasn't for that. Him trying to do that, it's like, bro, you ain't really gotta be like that. You so far removed from certain things, and being that you from Georgia, which Georgia people really about that life now. Don't get me wrong. I've been
from North Carolina.
Nah, he played football today. He from Georgia. He from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he from Atlanta. That I'm aware of. But he takes on that. He tries to take on a persona that's not him. And it's like, bro, you so far removed from that. Like, why are you trying to be street when you got millions of dollars? Like, you worried about the wrong things, bro. Yeah, he from Atlanta. He talked about it on the podcast.
I don't think the interview really fit him that well.
Nah.
And I don't want to say it didn't fit him that well. I think that he should have came from a more intellectual perspective. His thing was more so like, how could you, or
But again, if you look at most of his interviews, it's gonna be more celebrity, so he wasn't ready to be challenged. Like, he interviewed Christian Rock. There's a white boy actor, I can't even think of his name, that's accepted heavily by the Black community. Just a bunch of different celebrities. It wasn't nobody that really is really doing something, I guess you could say. More just making music, and that's pretty much it.
Let's see what else he got to say.
That boy acting like Brandon Marshall.
You think ain't nobody been married 40, 50 years and ain't put their hands on each other? He went to a whole dialogue.
And I proved my point.
He went to a whole dialogue. He went to a whole dialogue. But it goes back to my point. The Black man is stuck on words and not action. You are stuck on words and not action.
Look at Cam Newton legs.
This is a free
and then you gonna sit up here and
I don't have to take
jail or hell. That's what you said. I didn't say it.
I said I'm willing. I said I'm willing. I'm willing to go to jail. I'm willing to go to jail for what comes out of my mouth.
You want to
my exact word? I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail. And I've said this on every platform, and my tune ain't changed. It ain't changed here. It ain't changed on now platform. I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail for what come out this mouth. And the nigga ain't hit me in the mouth yet. Whether I'm trying to agitate or not, you niggas stay in your feelings. Ain't nobody hit me in the mouth yet. People, everything I done disrespect, nigga, I done looked in the face.
Yeah.
I went to the West Coast, nigga, and disrespected all the nip people. Same thing happened there. I ain't back down yet. And it's on every video, every stage. I ain't back down yet. So take it how you want to take it. I'm standing on it. So fuck Deion.
Yo.
Too peel off. Yeah, I didn't have to check that bitch. So yeah, I'm with all that. Yeah, I'm with all that.
That boy a fool.
Let's see. Cam's rebuttal.
That's been the only position here that I got out of this. Out of all this talk, it ain't about, man, do you
I'm gonna let you talk and then I'm gonna
well, we done already talked. So I'm gonna let you talk.
Okay. No interruptions.
Now I don't want to listen to no long drawn out speech. You got to, nigga, I don't hear no nigga
Your
talk.
narrative is said, I came here and we talked about Deion Sanders for 70% of the whole interview, but that's the only time or the only thing in the subject that I can relate to. So I'm speaking of my perspective.
Well, I done wasted my time. I'm always here to talk about no another nigga. Look, I ain't trying just to talk about no nigga I don't like.
No, relatability. Bro.
I don't want to relate to no nigga because my time and my energy is for kids. Homie, my whole time I came here to fuck with babies. I don't want to spend my time talking to no nigga for free. Don't get no monetary. No, I don't want to relate like that. I don't like sports that much because I don't watch sports. I don't watch basketball. I ain't into sports. I'm into the niggas in the community. So my life revolves around. So I don't want to relate to nothing about that.
That don't mean that I don't.
That ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm speaking for me. But we had to talk community here. But this is what I'm saying. We ain't been talking community here. We've been talking Deion, celebrities.
See, it's like he was talking. Charleston White was talking about him, and then Cam Newton like that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like he didn't say it did.
See, I didn't peep him saying that's the only thing he could relate to, because if that's the case, they could have just did a little Zoom call and he could have been like, hey, why are you saying Deion? But that, I mean, he set himself up for failure at that point because it made him look stupid. Again, there's a stigma that football players are stupid and that they have no intellectual type of state of mind. And Cam kind of reaffirmed that a little bit because you talking Charleston White, activist, all types of different titles that he has, just about Deion because that's the only thing you can relate to. Like, you basically put yourself in a box.
But here's what I don't understand. He said he talked about Deion because that's the only thing he could relate to.
Yeah.
Deion's situation is not his situation. Cam Newton has never been a college football coach. He's played football, but he hasn't been a college football coach. And so how is it relatable for Cam Newton to talk about Deion Sanders' situation when he's never been in that situation and he's never been a coach of a college football team? So even that's really not relatable. I mean, I don't see how that's related. Just because y'all both play football, that doesn't mean that it's relatable in the sense of you've been through that experience, or because you haven't. So I don't know how that's relatable. Outside knows Deion.
I think with that is, so backstory for Cam. Cam went to a JUCO, which is a junior college. And then he went to Florida. And then he went to Auburn. So maybe the criticism is a part that he can relate to, because when he left Florida to go to Auburn, a lot of people was hating on him. And then I think he won a championship at Auburn, did the Under Armour stuff, all those things. Everybody loved him. But then he got hurt in the NFL, North Carolina, lost in the Super Bowl. So everybody loved Cam, but then they hated him as well. And then he went to the Patriots. He had a lot of critics and non-sayers and all that stuff. So I think maybe that part he's talking about. But even then, it's like, bro, you didn't leave Florida for Auburn to make $25 million for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't even a thing back in his day. So I don't know. I think he just wanted to defend him, because that's been the norm for a lot of people that are following Deion to Colorado who don't even know football, but just like him because of what they're seeing. They have no clue how football works, especially now. I mean, the game is a bunch of pansies now for sure.
All right, I appreciate that clarification because I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's the only part. He don't really talk. You wouldn't really know if you don't follow sports. But yeah, that was hate on Cam when he got hurt, bro. You would have thought he was the devil, boy. Golly. And then he lost the Super Bowl to Peyton Manning, bro, after an undefeated season. Oh yeah, no, the white coach is like, we gotta get him out of here. We gotta get a white quarterback.
That they did.
And I ain't. That's the divide.
That's cool.
That's why you notice I kept making reference. Y'all up there looking down, and we up here looking up.
But
I kept putting me down here with the regular people.
And
I
I'm
kept
down
putting y'all up there with the celebrities.
I'm down there though. That's what I'm
No.
saying.
But the people down here don't give a damn what I'm saying about Deion because life don't allow them.
See, that's what you don't know.
Well, I'm around the community.
You don't know what I do in the community.
I'm not trying to know what you do.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
saying I
That's
put me down here.
That's fair.
And what you just said on here is that you're a celebrity. So I'm not. That's had nothing to do with what you in the community. I said that's why I kept saying y'all up here and we down here. You are a celebrity. I ain't.
You are.
I ain't.
You are.
I remain down here.
But anytime you get paid,
I remain down
you
here.
become a celebrity.
I think therefore I am. So I remain down here.
Okay, cool. So tell me this, Mr. Charleston, before we
That part.
adjourn. Tell the people what you do in the community.
Man, by this point they know what I do. It's documented what I do.
Exactly. So you gonna sit up there and say, man, you ain't talking about what I do. Really.
Well, we done already spent talking about what we talking about, so there's no need for me to talk about what I need to talk about. There's no need.
Standing on business, boy. Yo.
But tell me this though, respectfully.
I really
Tell me what you got coming out, man. You mentioned movie.
I got a movie coming out about the 1997 Atlanta Freaknik called We Out Here. I play a role by a guy by the name of Chop. Smooth little nigga that's the leader of the crew, but he's not the leader of the crew. That should be coming out in a couple of months. And then turkey giveaway.
Tell me the structure of the turkey. What are you doing that?
I got my man right here in Atlanta. So
you doing turkey giveaways in Atlanta?
Yeah.
When?
Saturday. So what I do is I partner with people here in Atlanta that's unknown to the world. And I bring my light and shine my light, so they can burn off that light.
Is there any way that I can donate?
Yeah, there go the man right there. The one you said security was.
Yeah, I see. Behind the scenes, y'all can't see, but listen, he got a bunch of security guards back here. One of them really big. I can't really tell because
you got InfoMiles. You got InfoMiles from the InfoMiles platform that did my documentary. Went back to my city. This man here is from Atlanta.
I'm lying, by the way. Listen. He got a good crew with him. I see three fellas.
Yeah, all the nigga podcast niggas. So all the niggas is guys who I met throughout this journey, right?
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work. He's come to my home city. He booked me for a podcast. He does community work. I find out that he does community work. So I got 3 different juvenile youth curriculums that I'm giving to him. One is an anti-gang cognitive intervention program that he can teach at the juvenile facilities after school program. I met this young brother. He was a promoter who booked me. So he and I have been doing business, traveling around the country, doing shows, podcasts. So I met all these guys doing black business on the journey. That's every city I go to. So I come online to say fuck celebrities because I know it's a divide between regular common people and celebrities. Mm-hmm. The regular common people have what I call an entertainment whore's mind. So they either worship or idolize. So they make these people gods. And then there's another faction that's saying what I'm saying. Nigga, fuck them niggas. I got to pay bills. Nigga, I got 5 motherfucking kids. I don't give a damn about what that nigga doing. I'm with them people. But I'm also with the people that resent, nigga, those at the top. Those are kids. That's why when they cousins at the top come down here, they play on them. Yeah. Because it's a big divide between the haves and the have-nots. And that's the biggest divide between black people, the haves and the have-nots. So who bridging that? Nobody. And I ain't trying to. Nigga, I'm playing on the fact that it exists.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask for your help with something.
Okay, let's see.
Do you care to hear?
Nigga asked the question. Yeah.
Hey,
Yo, tell him again.
Yeah, right. This is my give back initiative. I give back by using my God-given talent in football to educate the youth. Been doing it for going on 13 years. So when you see the lackings of a Deion Sanders player by the name of Travis Hunter, he came through my program. When you see multiple players that's in the NFL right now, Deshaun Watson, Justin Fields, so many different others, Heisman hopeful, Bo Nix, Sam Howell, who also is in the NFL, multiple players that I did not mention. I've been working with my team and I need your help. And I love your mind, right? Very educated young man, by the way. All of that other stuff that we was doing, that was surely out of entertainment purposes. And that was just to get something to click. But now that I got your attention, Charleston White, I'm asking for your help to be able to work alongside with me.
I got you.
To help create a curriculum for my program.
If nothing else I know about sports, it's a great tool for character development.
Yes, sir.
It's a great tool for self-discipline. It's a great tool for helping a young man identify with a team and a team concept to become a team player, which ultimately helps him work better as a family.
So right here, do you think Cam Newton is being sincere?
Hell no. Everything he said at that point was cap.
You don't think that he really wants to partner with him to help?
Bro, really? Really?
I thought he was being sincere.
Hell no. He could do that a long time ago. Bro, he got money and influence. You telling me you wait until now to develop a curriculum? A curriculum. You could have reached out to anybody. Charleston White he ain't the spokesperson for black people. There's other black educators, black people in the juvenile system that could have developed a curriculum. Hell no. All that's and this is what people don't understand. Everything he said. Let me say this: his camp. All right, my cousin went to one of his camps, and for him to say that's how he's helping black people, it is mind blowing. You trying to say that their success is attributed to going through your camp? Hell no. You know how many people go through football camps? There's plenty of football camps people go to that's way bigger than Cam Newton's. These kids going to colleges for camps. And there's a lot of college coaches out there. So for him to say all that stuff was weird. Talking about Travis Hunter and all these other people, it's like, bro, none of them have done anything for the black community, bro. What? You trying to say they're successful off your camp? That's crazy. This ain't no damn way. If that's the case, everybody who go through Cam Newton's camp is going to the league. They getting a D1 scholarship. Which is cap.
I went through his
about, I want to give out turkeys too, blah, blah, blah. Man, all that's cap. That's all he's ever done is give out turkeys and backpacks. But what has that done for black people? Nothing. Nothing. As Dr. Umar would say, the C word, brother. The C word. King Kong Delicious himself would call them the C word, and y'all know what I'm talking about.
Never heard of it. Never.
Lord.
Right? I'm all for that. And I don't want to throw this out there like that, but that's been my plight with the Dallas Mavericks, the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Rangers, and the rappers. When they come to our cities, the poor children in the ghetto, in the communities, never get to touch these people. Never. I can't think of now black school, homie, where the Mavericks do. So, nigga, I'm saying this when Deion was there. I'm saying this to the radio station. I've gotten into it with the radio station. Nobody is bringing these people to our least of those people, the people who won't ever get to go to a game. The fact that they could walk to a school, homie, walk through a school and change a kid's life forever just that one day. So that's my beef with the rappers. Nigga, they come do concerts. Nobody's coming to the community to let our kids, to let our people touch them if they can't afford the program. So I would be more than happy and willing to collaborate with you and join to help you create a curriculum. For nothing else, homie, to develop character.
Yes, sir.
I don't believe that.
Character, homie.
Because this is the reality of my situation, right? I have a saying that I tell my kids, you don't have to do nothing special to be special. Keep the main thing the main thing. Most of the time when kids are not, or athletes, student athletes per se.
Did you follow that, or am I missing something?
What?
You don't have to do nothing special to be special. Keep the main thing the main thing. What does that mean?
That's been a phrase going around a while now. Keep the main thing a main thing. He got that from Deion too. Focusing on the mission, focusing on what the purpose is, that while we're doing the things we're doing.
What about the first part? You don't have to do nothing special to be special.
That part, I think it was in rebuttal to what Charleston was saying about letting the kids see the people, touch the people and stuff like that. But I call cap on that because, like, me going to a concert or to a game or any of that stuff, it didn't really inspire me to say, oh, I can do this. Seeing the environment, maybe. Seeing the environment saying, I want to be in this, yeah. But me going to a Kodak concert never said, oh, I can be successful. Kodak, that no, boy, I'm finna be like that. Or going to a J. Cole, or even some of the NFL players I interacted with, like Shamarko Thomas for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played for them for a while. And Giovanni Ruffin, who played for the Seattle Seahawks, he got to their training camp, but he didn't really play for the team in the season. But interacting with those two guys, was it inspirational? Yeah. But me having to see them in person or touch them, that didn't really make a damn difference, to be honest. I was going to get it one way or the other. But Cam be speaking in riddles like he's the Joker. Big ass hat.
That has an elite skill set, there's a high percentage of time that they're no longer able to show that skill set in something unrelated to that skill. What I mean by that is this. I tell kids to be like me in regards to why I'm not in the NFL, because somebody thinks Cam is not good, and I'm cool with that because that's discretionary. What you would never find, and the reason why I'm not in the league, I didn't slap nobody. I didn't get caught with drugs. I didn't put my hands on a woman. I never promoted violence. I did right by my platform. I promoted togetherness and unity in my community. So when you say, I go back to the hood, that's something I stand on. My father instilled that in me. So whether you knew it or not, I've been doing this for years. In regards to athletes, my heart goes out to a guy like Mikey, his last name Williams, because that's how most of our kids are no longer able to play, because it's not that he don't got a good jump shot. It's not because he can't catch the football. It's not because he can't throw. It's they are looking up to people that are stuck on stage. They not in a way to be able to say, bro, I'm so locked in on my sport that I don't have time to
cap.
Do you know what he's talking about right here? Like, how did it get to this? Like, how did it go from curriculum to, like, I don't know what he's talking about right now.
He's relating it back to himself. He's relating back to the count. Him saying, I forgot what button to say because it was so stupid. But him saying the reason why he's not in the league and not playing football, he lists certain reasons, but the reasons he didn't list were lack of character, undisciplined, not following protocols in the contract, not performing to the highest standard. He didn't list none of those because that's the real reason why he's not in the league. It's not because he ain't a good quarterback, but he didn't have those attributes anymore that he's been riding on for so long. And again, he's picking and choosing what he's showing. But for me, those are pretty important. But he's talking about Mikey Thomas. I think it's a light-skinned kid who he got in some legal trouble and was facing like 30-plus years of prison. But somehow, some way he got off. And now he's going back to play basketball. But he lost all his offers and all types of stuff. But I think what he's trying to make, the connection he's trying to make is that they are on this platform, right? We talked about this with the platform and the monkey. He's on this platform but then dibbling, dabbling in other things on the side, the fame, the music, the money, all those things, which is causing him not to focus on his craft. But I don't know what he really meant. I don't even know why he brought it up to Charleston White, because I mean, he's trying to say that's what happens when, I guess, we're not there as mentors and men for young kids coming up. But that ain't got nothing to do with us. He chose that. And Cam, the crazy part of all that is Cam glorifies the same music that he's talking bad about. The same thing he just said. They listen to this music, blah, blah, blah. But, bro, you're glorifying it. You're supporting it. So if you my role model and you my dog and my mentor, I'm going to follow what you're doing. So what the hell?
Hey, gotta get the views.
Man, that's hypocrisy.
Frolic around with drugs or violence or anything like that.
Review his hat collection.
Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Had I been able to talk to him, had I been able to kind of put him in my program, I guarantee to tell him, like, yo, that gangbanging shit, that shit lame as hell, bit, bro. Why would you want to do that? You Mikey, bro. You're the most influential kid in high school. Everybody want to be you. You don't got a doggone slap somebody. So to this, I'm gonna show you the power of really being gangster, right? You say you can send out a hit. That's gangster to me. Because if you disrespect my name, I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna slap you. I'm worth too much money. I understand that. I understood that at a young age. But that don't mean people don't stand by me and say, bro, don't worry about it, bro. I'm gonna handle that for you, right? See, people look at me and they say, damn, bro, this nigga Cam off the chain. But what they don't know is Cam has never took a sip of alcohol a day of his life. He's never ever did drugs a day of his life.
That don't matter.
Cocaine, none of that shit. Why? Because when I was in high school, I got a very, very vivid memory when I was in a car, right? And I felt this one in my core. And it's like it was yesterday. I was in the car and some of my teammates were smoking weed. And my brother was smoking weed too, right? In that car. And you know, smoking weed etiquette, pass it around the circle, right? I'm a germaphobe. That's why I stick to cigars. You feel what I'm saying? You can't shut no cigar. That ain't something that people do. But then
I'm genuinely lost because he's supposed to be doing a rebuttal to what he's saying, and he's hopping around from story to story. I don't feel like he's interviewing him anymore. I don't feel like he's interviewing him anymore. It just keeps going from, you know, he want to build a curriculum to his program to this dude gang banging, and he wouldn't have been gang banging if he was in your program. And which another thing, the dude already played football, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he had a coach and everything, and he was already on a team.
Who, the Mikey kid?
Yeah.
I think he hooped. I don't know if he played football or not.
Well, he was on a team.
Yeah.
So he had a coach, and I'm sure that coach was closer to him than Cam Newton would have been.
Yeah.
And if that coach couldn't do anything, why does Cam Newton think he could have done something?
Cam, and this goes back to what I said about the persona. Cam thinks he can relate to a lot of these kids, and it's like, you may be able to relate to some pieces of it because of the way you grew up and being from Georgia and a lot of those things that come with that. You might be able to relate to some of it, but you can't tell these young kids, hey, don't be doing that shit, yo, little bro. Gangbanging ain't what it is. But if my people's at the crib don't take care of me, neglect me, and I ain't got nobody, but these are people that accept me, I ain't finna listen to a damn thing you saying. You cornball. That's probably what I would tell him. You corny, bro. You ain't doing nothing for my life. You got all this money. You trying to say, hey, little bro, don't be gangbanging. But then just say, let somebody else do the work for you is gangster. Bro, if you worth billions of dollars, why are you even gonna even entertain it? You ever heard of Bill Gates sending a hit on somebody, bro?
Yeah.
Why is it always black people that when they get all this money, they still have to have that hood mentality? You could be dangerous. Don't get me wrong. You can be dangerous. But again, why you gotta pump your chest out like that when you got all this money, bro? I would never entertain no foolery like that. If I got billions of dollars, what I'm worried about him?
I thought
Talking down on my name? Come on, bro.
I thought you was rolling like that.
Hey, don't ever get it twisted. Hey, don't ever get twisted. I stand on business when it's time to stand on business. But that, I ain't out here. Yeah, I'll be anybody. Anybody can get some smoke. What
I'm talking about the millions.
Oh,
Had the millions.
oh. We ain't to that wealthy state yet. We getting there.
All right, I'll be looking forward to that long.
Hey, I'll give you like what? Get the price of the bed or something. Shout out to my dog. She ain't finna watch this.
I'll stay up.
But yeah, man, he just talking. He just talking right now. That's it.
At a young age in high school, and I seen people smoking weed, and my brother was smoking weed. He looked at me and he said, "Boy, if I ever see you smoking weed, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass." That hit me to my core. I never reached for a weed a day in my life, but I was always around it. My brother that's
So your brother, who cares so much about you, not smoking, has you in the car with him, with all these other people, and they smoking. Why are you even there? Why is he there with you? That don't even make sense to me. Why, if he gonna do all that, why even let you in the car? I don't know. It don't sound like that. Maybe that was powerful enough, but
hey, hit the drewski on him.
His brother told him not to do it, so he didn't do it.
It's funny though, because he advocated for legalizing weed in the NFL.
Hey, that's probably what was cool at the time.
Right, here's a thumbnail for you.
16 years old. So now when I'm around people and they smoking and this, that, and the third, I don't have the heart or desire to smoke weed because of the words that my brother told me. You feel what I'm saying? And that was coming from a weed smoker. You feel me? So I don't drink because I didn't necessarily have a person in my household. I was raised in the church, right? So it wasn't like people were drinking or they was doing this and they was doing that. I just seen so much when I was going on college visits, and the people who always was drinking, they fell out of control of how they were acting. So you mean to tell me you can drink a substance and then you doggone lose memory or lose conscious of control of your body? I'm a control freak. I like to control things, right? And you blacked out. You don't remember last night? No, bro, what happened? No, I don't want to do that. You mean to tell me I can't have control over myself if I were to drink a substance or cocaine, crack, heroin, or lean? That shit lame to me. But I don't judge the people who do it. They got a story behind why they do their stuff too. So I use my platform. I don't just say one finger, one pinky, one thumb, love. I really love people, right? So when you decided to come on this platform, it wasn't to bring hatred amongst people. It was pretty much to promote, because like I told you early on, I said, bro, behind everything that you're saying has some truth. And you were speaking the gospel.
Oh, I don't use my platform to help nobody. I didn't come to the internet. I didn't create a platform to be helpful. I don't love people to help everybody. I only love what I know. I only care about what I'm connected to, and that's what I know. Mm-hmm. So I don't come and use my platform to uplift black people. I give a damn about black people, my nigga. I care about my kind, my niggas, and my kind. I can see a black person getting his ass kicked by the police. I ain't jumping in. I would have been the same black people standing right there watching George Floyd die. I would have sacrificed my life to push that cop off that nigga. So I didn't create no platform for black people. You got to get this motherfucker for monetization.
Yo.
Ain't purposes only. Nigga, I don't give a damn about it.
So you got a celebrity?
Oh, no.
So that's not what celebrities do?
I don't know what celebrities do. I ain't now. I'm a nigga who talked his way into getting rich, making money.
That's not what celebrities do. That's not what rappers do. They don't use their voice and talk that shit.
I don't know what they do, fam.
They do.
I don't know. But if I'm a celebrity or not, nigga, I'm not here to help people. I help youth in real life. So I'm not going to come to the internet and waste my time, my energy, or my resources helping people from my platform. I do that in real life.
To your point, actions speak louder than words, because your actions help people in real life.
Yeah, so I come
but
to
your
the internet
words
to do the totally opposite of what I did in real life.
I catch you.
I come to the internet to be the opposite. Remember, I was a frustrated youth advocate.
Mm-hmm.
This was my outlet.
Mm-hmm.
This was my way of letting it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened to pop.
Mm-hmm. Last words. Got anything to say?
You can't fix the community until you fix what's in the mirror. And I think that's the problem that most Black people are trying to have.
Yeah.
We overlooking the mirror, the man in the mirror. We overlooking the woman we laying next to. We overlooking the children, only to come outside and try to fix the community. When we need to be making our beds up in the morning when we get up. We need to be dusting the house during the that's the problem we having as Black people. We trying to fix everybody but us, starting in the mirror. Then when you come out the mirror, nigga repairing and trying to fix you, you look around at your wife and your kids and in the house and try to fix what's in the house. Then you step out on your porch and say,
"Yep, we're gonna end it there." But we'll give some final thoughts. But I agree with what he was saying in the end. I do think that's a big problem in the Black community is, we don't want to be accountable for our success. We want to hold the victim mentality, and then we want to take all the energy that we should be spending on ourselves and go and try to fix other people, fix situations, talk about Joe Biden, talk about Trump, talk about all these things that ultimately are not impacting your life. And then we want to say Charleston White talking bad on the internet, that's why I can't succeed. Donald Trump, that's why I can't succeed. No, you can't succeed because you're not doing anything to succeed. And so it does start at home. And what he said at the end was interesting. He's like, I help people in real life. I get on the internet to do internet things. And I think people do the opposite of what he's talking about. They get on the internet and try to do real life things, but in real life, they act like, they're not really like that. In real life, like, they're not this uplifting person that's trying to help the Black community, but on the internet they are. And he's saying, on the internet, I'm not uplifting Black people, but in real life, I'm putting in the work. So I think more people need to put in the work in real life. More people need to start at home and then work outwards, and you'll probably get better results. Final thoughts.
Facts. Nah, what he said was true. What you said was true. People just really got to get their head out their ass, man. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. Stop with the emotional BS. Have some emotional intelligence. Have some drive. Have some focus. Expand your mind. Quit doing the same old BS. You ain't got to be a rapper, athlete. Go be somebody else. Go be a photographer, a lawyer. Something that could benefit not only you, but your community and your family. Even if you ain't trying to make hella change, you can still make a little bit of change and let people know, hey, you can do this too. You don't got to be on a damn conveyor belt going through the same thing. Because then, I mean, we can get into that, but then it becomes a form of colonization. And those same tactics that they used back in the day to now. Many people will say sports are a way of keeping Black people slaves. But that's for another day. Get off all your ass, man. Get up off the phone, get off of social media, do something in real life. Quit trying to look good on the internet and keep up with the Joneses. Yeah, if you don't like what I say, hey, reference what Charleston White said to y'all.
He said, I've been one of them on the sideline watching. Then jumping in.
True.
That's funny. All right, we're going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Looks like we had about three viewers all the time. We appreciate the support. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. In the comments or somewhere in any of the other videos, let me know any other topics you want covered, talked about. We'll do more lives, all that great stuff. Y'all have a great Friday night. We out of here.
Yes, sir, ski.
A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3.
Hey.